Good morning, class. I am Mr. Nixon Manalang Jr., your science teacher for this school year. I am a graduate of University of Caloocan City with a bachelor's degree in secondary education, major in general science. This is my 5th year in teaching, and I will be handling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 science subjects. I'm expecting you all to give your best in my class. Know that I am concerned about you and that my door is always open. Let's have now our first lesson in this school year. Today, we will be discussing the nature of science, great men and women in science, the branches of science, laboratory tools and safety science, and symbols. Let us enumerate first our objectives. Number 1, describes how science and technology may improve or degrade our way of life. Number 2, recognizes the importance of science and technology in their daily living. Number 3, discuss the significant contributions of great men and women in science and technology. 4, appreciates the great men and women of science. 5, enumerates and discuss the different branches of science. 6, identifies the difference between laboratory tools and its uses. And last, demonstrate the proper use of laboratory tools. Answer the form entitled, How Suspicious Are You with Honesty? In this form, there is no right and wrong answer. You have 3 minutes to finish it. You may start now. Let's have now our first. Let us start our discussion by defining science. Science is the state of knowing, knowledge as distinguished from ignorance or misunderstanding. It is a department of systematized knowledge as an object of study. Also, a knowledge or a system of knowledge covering general truths by the operation of general laws, especially as obtained and tested through scientific method. An ongoing process of investigating and thinking, a way of thinking which involves reasoning. By the activity you've answered a while ago, superstition defined as a belief or practice resulting from ignorance. Fear of the unknown, trust in magic or chance, or a false conception of causation. It is also a notion maintained despite evidence to the contrary. This is the flow chart showing the branches of science. Science have 2 divisions, social sciences and natural sciences. Social sciences involves economics, geography, history, psychology, and sociology, while natural sciences divided into 2, the pure science, and applied science. Applied science includes the technology, while pure science classified to be biological and physical sciences. The different fields of science in accordance with your grade level: chemistry, biology, physics, and earth science. Chemistry is a science that deals with the composition, structure, and properties of substances, and with that transformations that they undergo. Biology, a branch of knowledge that deals with living organisms and vital processes. Physics, a science that deals with matter and energy and their interactions. Earth science, any of the sciences, such as geology, meteorology, or oceanography, that deal with the earth or with one or more of its parts. Importance of science and technology. Science and technology have had a major impact on society, and their impact is growing. By making life easier, science has given man the chance to pursue societal concerns such as ethics, aesthetics, education, and justice, to create cultures and to improve human conditions. It has influenced much of our lives. The fruits of research from the different fields of science have made people's lives more convenient, and lastly, it made our life easier. The contributors in science: William Harvey, Nicholas Copernicus, Aristotle, Louis Pasteur, Marie Curie, Sir Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein. Aristotle, he laid the foundation of modern scientific thoughts and assembled materials for an organized encyclopedia. He is also called as the father of biology. William Harvey, he was a doctor from England who discovered the circulation of blood, which became the basis of the study of modern physiology. This discovery led to a better understanding of how the body works and brought the study of biology and medicine to greater heights. Nicholas Copernicus, he was a monk from Poland who first went against the idea of a geocentric universe. He also made a Copernican model for planets, which showed the sun as the center on which all planets revolved around it. Louis Pasteur, he was a French scientist who focused on how decay and fermentation occurred, best known for inventing the process that bears his name, the pasteurization. Marie Curie, she was the first woman in the world to receive a Nobel Prize for physics for her study of radioactivity in 1903. She also received a Nobel Prize in chemistry for the isolation of pure radium and discovery of polonium in 1911. Albert Einstein, he is a physicist best known for the theory of special relativity and law of photoelectric effect. Sir Isaac Newton, he described the universal gravitation and the three laws of motion, which involves the law of inertia, law of acceleration, and law of interaction. We also have our local scientists, Lourdes Cruz, Maria Corazon de Ungria, and Fabian Dairit. Lourdes Cruz, known for her scientific contributions to the field of biochemistry, particularly on the isolation and characterization of the venom called conotoxins from marine cone snails. Fabian Deyrit, recognized for his significant achievements in the field of chemistry, spectroscopy, and environmental science, which have contributed to the growth of science and science education in the country. Maria Corazon de Ungria, Dr. Ungria, also focused on utilizing forensic DNA technology to improve the Philippine criminal justice system, to protect the rights of women and children, and to maximize the use of science in disaster victim identification. The values of a good scientist: perseverance, honesty, responsibility, and discipline. Perseverance: a good scientist must never give up. He or she must be bold enough to do the impossible. According to Thomas Edison, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Honesty: it is very important in acquiring knowledge. A scientist, to gather data from his or her work, must reflect the truth about their findings. Responsibility: true scientists hold themselves accountable for the consequences of their study. And discipline: scientists follow the scientific method, which is made up of a series of steps that was established to ensure the quality of scientific study. The values will help future scientists in dealing with the challenges of doing scientific study and research. Laboratory tools and equipment. Professional workers have their own toolboxes. They contain different supplies, devices, and equipment. Carpenters have their hammer and nails. Different scientists have their different tools as well, depending on their specialization. For example, biologist uses microscope. Chemist uses glasswares. And physicists may have their motion and force sensor. Beaker. It is an open glass cylinder with a pouring lip used as a standard laboratory container. Bunsen burner. It is a small laboratory burner consisting of a vertical metal tube connected to a gas source and producing a very hot flame from a mixture of as an air let in through adjustable holes at the best. Burette is a graduated glass tube and a stopcock at the bottom, used especially in laboratory procedures for accurate fluid dispensing and measurement. Crucible. It is a vessel made of substances such as graphite or porcelain, used for melting and calcining materials at a high temperature. Erlenmeyer flask. It's used to heat and store liquids. The advantage of this tool is that the bottom is wider than the top, so it will heat up quicker because of the greater surface exposed to the heat. Evaporating dish. It's used to heat and evaporate liquids. Florence flask is used for heating substances that need to be heated evenly, mostly used in distillation experiments. Funnel is a piece of equipment that is used in the laboratory, can also be used to transfer liquids into another container so they will not spill. Mortar and pestle, used to grind solids into powders for experiments. Pipette, used for moving small amounts of liquid from one container to another. It is usually made of plastic and it is disposable. Bring stand, used to support items being heated. Clamps or rings can be used so that items may be placed above the Bunsen burner. Steering rod, used to steer solutions to dissolved substances, usually made of glass. Stoppers or corks, used to seal test tubes and flasks. They come in different sizes. Test tubes. It is a common piece of laboratory glassware consisting of a finger-like length of glass or plastic. Test tube brushes, used to easily clean the inside of a test tube. Test tube holder, used to hold test tubes while being heated. Test tube rack, used to hold test tubes upright while observing reactions or when test tubes are not used in experiment. Thermometer, used to take temperature of solids, liquids, and gases. Its unit is usually in Celsius. Clay triangle, used the process of substances, used for conjunction with another laboratory equipment to create a stable framework. Volumetric flask, used to make up solutions of fixed volume, is solely used in preparing chemical solutions. Safety rules in the use of to avoid accident. First and foremost, you should always follow the directions and instructions of your teacher. Always ask your teacher if you are not sure of what you are going to do. Eye and face safety. Always wear safety goggles. Always point a bottle or test tube away from you and others when it is being heated. Glassware safety. Never use broken glassware. When heating any glassware, be sure that it is thoroughly dry. Always clean glassware thoroughly after using it. Sharp instrument safety. Always handle any sharp instrument with extreme care. Avoid using double-edged razors. Inform your teacher immediately if you accidentally cut yourself while doing experiment. Electrical safety. Never touch an electrical outlet or appliances when your hands are wet. Do not overload the socket while plugging many different appliances into one socket. Do not use a long extension cords to plug in an electrical device. Chemical safety. Do not mix chemicals unless are told to do so. Do not taste or touch any chemical unless instructed. Close all lids when chemical is not in use. Always rinse any chemical off your skin. Heat or fire safety. Wear goggles whenever you use any source of fire. Never heat any chemical unless you are told to do so. Never reach across the flame. Use clamps, tongs, or any heat-resistant gloves to handle hot objects. Safety signs and symbols. All laboratory work must be accomplished with safety in mind. Safety signs are very essential as they aid laboratory workers and provide complete protection while conducting work. Labels and warning signs in the proper handling of different chemicals, acids, and the other substances must be followed with great care to ensure safety and to avoid accidents. Some safety symbols and signs: poisonous, flammable, corrosive, oxidizing chemical, biohazard, laser safety, and ionizing radiation.